working here as Oracle Fusion Functional Consultant. So in our today's session, we will see how to integrate the cost from the project with the fixed asset module. So what we will do, we will create the cost for the asset in the projects, and from there for the capitalization purpose, we will push the cost from the projects to the fixed asset module. Before beginning with the project module, you have to make sure that there are some basic setups that need to be done in the fixed asset module. So these are the setups that you are able to see on the screen. These are the setups that you have to configure before integration process from the projects to the fixed asset module. So first we will do the basic setups of the fixed asset module, and then we will see how to create the cost in the projects and how to push the cost from the projects to the fixed asset module. So directly we will move to our application and we will configure these setups in the fixed asset module. So for creating the configurations for the fixed asset module, you have to make sure that the user should have two roles, that is asset accountant and the next is asset accounting manager. First we will go to schedule processes and we will check that whether this user have these roles or not. Go to navigator and then go to tools, then go to security console. Go to the users. Here search for your username. So this is my user. Click on it. Here we will check whether this user have asset accountant role and asset accounting manager. You can see on the screen that this user already has a role of asset accountant and asset accounting manager. In case your user does not have these roles, then you have to provide these roles to the user and then you have to run the LDEP job, and after that only you will be able to see the fixed asset tab on the home page. Now click on the home page. Now go to the setup and maintenance. Now change the setup area as financials. Under financials, there will be the fixed asset functional area. This is the fixed asset functional area. Click on it. Now these are the required setups that need to be done in the fixed asset module. So we will start with creating the fiscal year. Fiscal year is the standard set of periods. So these are the already created fiscal years. For creating the new one, you have to go and click on this create icon. Give the name of your fiscal year. Click on this add icon. Now you can provide the standard set of year here. Give the period duration here. Give the end date here. So we have taken the fiscal year as 2022 and the start date is 1st January 22 and the end date is 31st December 22. Now when you will click on add icon, system will take the fiscal year, next fiscal year automatically on the basis of the first year that you have entered manually. Let's click on this add icon. You have to enter first data manually and rest of the data will be taken by the system automatically. So I have taken two standard set of years. Now we have to click on save and close and let's move to our next task. Click on done here. Next task is you have to create the asset calendar where you break the fiscal year into the periods. How many periods you want to maintain in the single year, you have to decide here. Now click on add icon. Give the name of your asset calendar. Now here you can see that you have to associate your fiscal year while creating the asset calendar. So this was the fiscal year that we have created now. As I told you, this is a task where you have to decide how many periods you want in your fiscal year. So I am taking it as 12 here. What suffix that you want to use for your asset calendar, so I am taking it as fiscal. We have option calendar or you can use nothing. In my case I am using fiscal. Now click on add icon. Give the period name here. Give the start date and the end date. So I am taking start date as 1st January and the end date of this period is 31st January. Now click on add icon. Now system will take the start date and the end date of the next period automatically based on the first data that you have entered, but you have to provide the period name manually. You have to do this for first 12 periods or the number of periods that you have mentioned here. After that, system will take the rest of the periods automatically. You can see here system has taken the start date and end date automatically, which is based on your last data. Click on add icon. You have to provide the period name only. So now we have given the period name manually for first 12 periods. Now you will see when I will click on add icon, system will take the period name for 13th period automatically. Click on this add icon. Now system will take it as January 23. So for the first 12 periods of the period number that you have mentioned here, you have to give the period name manually, and after that system will take automatically. Now click on save and close. Click on done. Now move to the next tab, that is prorate conventions. Here you have to decide how you want to charge the depreciation. On the daily basis or on the monthly basis. Click on this add icon. associate your reference data set here, and also you have to associate your fiscal year here. So I'm taking it as common reference data set, and in the fiscal year you have to provide the fiscal year that you have created in your last practice. So this was the one that we created. Now go to add icon. Now as you can see on the screen that system is taking the start date, which is fetching the data from the fiscal year. We have started our fiscal year from 1st January 22. So it is taking the data or start date from your fiscal year. Now here you have to provide the end date, and in the prorate date column you have to provide the date of depreciation. Now give the end date here. I am taking the prorate date as 31st January. Click on add icon. And system will take rest of the data on the basis of manually entered data. You have entered the first data manually and rest of the data has been taken by the system automatically. You only have to click on this add icon. Now click on save and close. So we have created the prorate calendar for 24 periods here, that is from 22 to 23. Now click on done. And let's move to our next task, that is you have to create the depreciation method. You can create your own depreciation method. Also there are some predefined depreciation method. You can use those predefined depreciation methods as well. For creating the new one, you have to click on this create icon. So we create the depreciation method, and while creating the asset category you have to associate your depreciation method. So when we run the depreciation for the assets, the system will fetch the depreciation details from your asset categories. Now here give the name for your depreciation method. Select the reference data set here. In the method type, you have to select as per your requirement. Here I am taking it as calculated, that is straight line method. Now here you have to decide whether you want to take the life of the asset in years or in periods. So I am taking it as life in periods, and here I am taking it as 24 periods. So I have filled out all the mandatory details. Now click on save and close. Click on done. In the fixed asset module, we have to create the asset book, and all the assets will be maintained under that asset book. And when you run the depreciation process, it is always run on the basis of that asset book. You cannot run the depreciation for any individual asset. You have to run the depreciation on the book level. So we have to create the asset book. For that, go to the task, that is manage asset books. Click on this create icon. You have to associate this asset book while creating the asset category. Here you have to decide the type of the asset book, whether it is a corporate or textbook. So we are taking it as corporate. Associate your ledger here. So in the earlier practices, you have seen that we have created the fiscal year, then we have created the asset calendar, that is depreciation calendar, then we have created the prorate calendar. All the tasks that you have configured will be assigned while creating the asset book. You can see here it is asking for depreciation calendar, and this is the one that we have created. So all the settings that we have configured will be in use while creating the asset book. You have only provided the depreciation calendar, and the rest of the details has been taken by the system automatically because we have associated our fiscal year while creating every task. Now select the current period. So it is May 23. Select that period here. Now for what purpose you want to use this book, let's select depreciate if retired in the first year. Okay. Allow ledger posting. Now here you have to give the mandatory accounts. Whenever you will create the transaction in the fixed asset module, the system will fetch the accounts from the asset book. Now select search for the asset clearing account. select the asset clearing account. So in this way, whatever the account number that you have created for the respective purpose, you have to provide here. So I have my list of accounts, I am directly providing it here. You can see here 78510 account is for gain on retirement proceed of sale. In the same way you have to provide the account, so I am directly providing it here. It will take some time. So now, while creating the depreciation method, we have assigned the reference data set as common. So in the reference data groups, in the asset depreciation method, you have to select the reference data set that you have given while creating the depreciation method. Now click on save and close. Click on done. And go to next task, that is asset category. Now here you can create the asset category as per your own requirement, and also Oracle provides you with some predefined asset categories. You can go there and you can simply associate your asset book and can provide the depreciation details. So for creating the new asset category, you have to click on this add icon, but we are using the existing asset category. Click on blind search. So let's select computer mobile and go to edit icon. So we will make the required modifications in 3 or 4 asset category. You can see here you have to only associate your asset book here. Click on this add icon and add your asset book here. So this is the asset book that we have created now. Now here also you have to provide the necessary accounts details, so whenever you will create any transaction using this book and this asset category, then system will fetch the accounts from this task. Click on search. Now select the account related to computer and softwares. So I'm copying this combination and I'm adding the asset clearing account. This is the depreciation expense account, and let's provide the depreciation reserve adjustment account here. So we have taken the mandatory accounts and now move to the next tab, that is default rules. Here you have to provide the depreciation method details. So for that you have to click on this add icon. Add the depreciation method here. So this is the one that we have created. Now give the life and periods here. Select the prorate convention method. So we have provided the mandatory fields. Now we have to click on save and close. Edit this vehicle standard. So for practice purpose I am editing 4 asset categories, and in those 4 categories I will provide the asset book that we have created now. Again follow the same process. Add the asset book here. Go to accounts. Select the asset account which is related to vehicle. Search for it. Go to default rules tab. And click on add icon. So we have provided the mandatory fees. Now click on save and close. Let's do the same for the 2 more categories. Let's take it as building manufacturing. Search for asset account which is related to building. Click on OK. click on save and close. Click on add icon. Click on save and close here. And let's do the same process for one more category. Let's take furniture. Go and click on edit icon. Here search for the account which is related to furniture. go to default tools tab. So the configurations related to fixed asset module will be done by the financial functional consultant, and the process which we will do in the projects will be done by the PPM consultant. So the KC Brown have all the roles related to financial consultant. Let's take the life and periods as 24, prorate convention, retirement convention. So we are done with all the mandatory details, and now click on save and close. So we are done with the basic setups which are required in the fixed asset module, and we are good to go with the project module now. So this was the user who was the financial consultant. Therefore he was able to do the configurations related to fixed asset module. Now we will log in with some other user who is having the roles related to the project module. So you have provided the roles to the user, that is asset accountant and asset accounting manager. Also you have to provide the data access for user at asset book level. After this we will move to the project module. Click on this add icon, and we will provide this user the access to the asset book that we have created. Here select the security context as asset book, and in the security context value you have to select the asset book that you have created. Click on add icon. Let's do the same for the asset accounting manager role. click on done here. So we have done all the basic configurations of the fixed asset module. Now we will log in with the user who is having all the roles related to project work. Now move to the new browser, click on OK. So I already logged in with the user who is having the roles related to the project. Fixed asset is the part of the financial module, so those setups will be configured by the financial consultant, but as a PPM consultant you should have idea of how to configure the setups in the fixed asset module also. Now I have logged in with the user who is only having the roles related to project related work. Now first we have to create the capital project in which we will enter the cost which is need to be capitalized. Now go to the projects tab in your home page and then go to the project financial management. For creating the new project, go and click on this create icon. Select the source template here. I am taking it as US billable no burden capital and give the project name here. So it is taking the project start date as today's date by default. Also by default it is taking Consulting South US as organization and legal entity as US1 legal entity. Now click on save and continue. We have filled all the mandatory details. So it is taking some time because it is creating the project, so it have to associate all the tasks which is related to this template that we have selected. So these are the tasks under this project. Now go to the construction, expand this task. So we have two tasks here. Let's create two more, and we will create the asset cost for specific asset here. So we have edited 4 categories, so we will create 4 asset cost and we will assign that cost to different tasks, and then we will see how the cost is integrated through projects to the fixed asset module. So let's add 2 more tasks under task number 3. Right click on it and select create task and then select peer task. Now click on save and close. So we have created the capital project where we will create the costs that need to be capitalized. Now we have to create the dummy asset and then we have to associate that dummy asset with the asset categories that we have edited. Now go to the project that we have created now, that is the WB Capital. Select this project, click on the project name and go to the manage financial project settings. Now you can see the tab is available here as capital. So click on it. Under this capital tab, it will ask you for the asset information. This is the place where you will create the dummy asset, and from creating this dummy asset you will create the cost for this dummy asset and you will push the cost for capitalization purpose to the fixed asset module. Now click on create capital asset. Give the asset name here. You can see here it is asking for project asset type. So when you will create the dummy asset, you will take the project asset type as estimated. When you are ready to capitalize the cost of this dummy asset, then you have to select the asset type as built, and on that time only you have to provide the in service date. That I will tell you later, when you have to change this project asset type from estimated to as built. Right now we are creating the dummy asset, so you have to select the project asset type as estimated. Let's provide the description here. I am taking it same as asset name. Now here you have to provide your asset book. Go to data access for users and provide the data access to the another user also at asset book level. Let's try to give the access at business unit level as well. Let's refresh it. So it is taking the asset book name that we have given in the description. Select the category here. So we have provided the mandatory details and now click on save and create another. So we will create 4 assets here. Select the major category as vehicle here. Click on save and create another. So we are creating the assets with the asset category that we have edited. Click on save and create another. Click on OK. So we have created 4 dummy assets, and now we will click on save and close. So our very first step is that you have to create the dummy asset in your capital project. Now the second step is you have to decide the grouping level. So what is grouping level? Whether you want to assign the cost for the specific asset, or whether you want to create the common cost, and then afterwards later on you have to assign it to different asset. So we can do this grouping here also, and also at the task level. So I will show you at task level how you can do the grouping. For now we will click on done. Now go to your project, click on your project name and go to project plan here. For that you have to click on manage financial project plan. So I will create the cost for number 3, task number expanded. Now what I will do, we are having 4 tasks under the task 3. So what I will do, I will create this specific cost for specific asset. For now I will go to 3.1 task number, then I will go to the actions, then manage task, and from here I will go to the edit task details. Now we will get a tab here, that is asset assignment. So under the asset assignment I will do the grouping, and I will select it as specific asset. So whenever I will create any cost for task number 3.1, then it will automatically take the asset cost that for the asset that I am assigning it here. So take it as specific asset, then click on add icon and select the specific asset here. You can see the assets, the dummy assets that we have created now for this project are displaying on the screen. These are the 4 dummy assets that we have created. Now I will select it as computer mobile. So whenever you will create the cost for 3.1, it will directly go to the computer mobile, because we have taken the grouping level as specific asset. Now click on save and close, and we will do the same for rest of the 3 tasks that fall under task number 3. Again select this task and go to actions, then from there you have to go to the manage task and click on edit task details. Select the task 3.3, go to the actions, go to the edit task details, then specific asset, click on add icon, and then click on save and close. Click on save and close. Now again click on save and close for the project. So we have created the specific asset assignment. So what we have done, first we have created the dummy asset, then we have created the grouping level for the task. We done that at task level. Now we will create the cost for these task numbers where we have specifically assigned the assets. Now for creating the cost, you have to go to the home page, go to the projects, and from there you have to go to the cost workbench area. For creating the cost, go to the task list and here select the manage unprocessed cost. This is the task we will use for creating the cost. Click on this add icon. Select the business unit here. Select the source here. This is a transaction source. Now click on OK. Now for creating the cost, you have to enter the project number. Now select the task number as 3.1. Select the expenditure item date. Take it as today's date and then select the expenditure type. Just take it as miscellaneous. Click on save here. And then click on import cost. Select yes here. Let's create the cost for other task number also. Take it as 3.2. Then give the expenditure item date. Select the expenditure type. Here select the expenditure organization. Give the quantity here, and then here you have to give the original transaction reference. Click on import cost. Select the task number as 3.3. We have already created the task for 3.1, 3.2, and now we are creating for 3.3. Give the quantity here, then give the original transaction reference, provide the cost, click on save, and then click on import cost. Click on OK. Select the task number as 3.4. again click on save and then click on import cost. So we have created the cost for all 4 assets. Now it is very important to create the accounting for these costs, otherwise it will not generate the asset lines. So for creating the accounting, we have to go to the manage project cost. You can see so these are the 4 costs that we have imported now. Now we will do the accounting for the same. For that you have to go to the task panel and then you have to go to the manage project cost. So this is a very important step. If you will not create the accounting for the same, you won't be able to create the asset lines for these costs. Now search with your project name or number. So we are searching it out with our project name. Click on search. So you can see here, these are the costs that we have created now. You can see the information here. These are the amounts. Now we have to create the accounting for these costs. We have to post it to the ledger. Now click on this. Go to the actions. Click on accounting and click on account and post to ledger. So you can see here the message that is accounting is complete. Let's do for all 3 costs. Go to actions, then go to accounting and click on account and post to ledger. Go to actions, go to accounting and click on account and post to ledger. Go to actions again and create the accounting for our last cost. So we have created the accounting now. So what were the steps that we have finished till now? We have created the dummy asset. First we have created the capital project. In that capital project we have created the dummy asset. Then we have decided the grouping level for those assets. Then we have created the cost for the assets and then we have created the accounting for those costs. Now our asset cost is ready to be capitalized. For that I have told you at the time of creating asset that whenever our asset is ready to be capitalized or our cost is ready to be capitalized, we will change the project type from estimated to as built. So where we will do that? Again, go to the home page. Now here you have to go to the projects, and from projects you have to go to the asset workbench area. Go to the task list. Select the manage capital projects. This is the project that we have created. Click on it and go to the actions and go to the manage capital asset. When you click on manage capital project, these are the project which is related to capital specifically. These all are the capital projects. So this is the area where you can see all the projects which are related to capital related work. Now go to the manage capital asset. Now here you have to change the asset type from estimated to as built. If you will not do that, it will not transfer your cost to the fixed asset module. Now click on as built, and now here you have to give the actual in service date. Take it as today's date. Let's fill out the other mandatory details. Give the actual unit here. We have to provide the location here. Click on OK. Let's copy this for the other assets as well. Give the depreciation expense account here. You can select specific depreciation for specific assets that you have created, but for practice purpose I am taking only one account. Let's take it as this account. This is only for practice purpose, but you can provide a different account, depreciation account in different asset. Here you can see that we are not giving the asset number. what we will do, we have created the as cost in the project module. Then we will push this cost from the project module to the fixed asset module for capitalization purpose. When we will post the fixed asset in the fixed asset module, then whatever the asset number provided by the system to those assets automatically, here we will update the information of the assets and it will automatically fetch these asset number. I will show you at the end of this process. Right now, just keep in mind that we are not filling out anything here. Asset number is blank. Now come to the next asset. Let's take the depreciation account here for computer. Change the asset type from estimated to as built. Select the service date here. Give the actual unit here. Then give the location and then select the depreciation expense account for furniture here. Search for the depreciation account for vehicles. have selected the project asset type as built for all 4 assets. Also we have selected the in service date. We have provided the depreciation accounts for the same. Also we have provided the locations and actual units. Now you have to click on save and close. Now you have to run one process, that is update project performance data. Then only system will be able to generate the asset lines. For that you have to go to the navigator, go to the tools, go to the schedule process, click on OK. Sometimes it will automatically generate the asset lines, but sometimes you have to run this process also. For safer side, we are running this process so that it will not create any issue while creating the generate asset lines. Select the business unit here. Click on OK. Submit this process. Now click on OK. Again go to the home page. Now we have to generate the asset lines for the asset that we have created. So for that, again you have to go to the asset workbench. Go to the task list. Again you have to go to the capital project work area. So for that you have to click on manage capital projects. You have to select your asset here and go to the actions. Now here you can see the option here, that is generate asset lines. Click on it. You can see that system has thrown the message, that is process has been submitted. Now click on this overview. This is the specific dashboard for project purpose. Whatever the processes that you have been submitted, you can see the status of it here in the process monitor. Let's expand it. Also there is another option. If you want to see the status of your processes, then you have to go to the schedule processes. From there also you can see the status of the process submission. Now click on refresh. You can see here generate asset lines, the process that we have submitted. Now it is in the running status. Now click on refresh icon. Let's wait for a few seconds. So generate asset lines is succeeded. Now here it will generate the report for the assets line that you have generated. Let's wait for a few seconds. It will generate the report. Now you can see the status as succeeded in the generate report of the generated asset lines. Now in the view output you can see this report. Click on this view output report. Then click on republish. Let's open it in the HTML format. So we have left any one of the asset for accounting. Go to the home page again. Go to the cost workbench area. Go to the manage project cost. we have forgot to create the accounting for the second number of cost. Maybe that's why it was giving the error. Click on OK and then click on done. Again run the process, that is update project performance data. Click on submit. Go to the home page. Go to the asset workbench area. Go to the capital project area. Select the project, click on actions, then go to the generate asset lines. Again go to the overview. So let's wait for the report generation. Again click on view output report. Go to the republish and then click on it. open it in the HTML format. So now you can see on the screen that there are no errors. When we earlier run the generate asset line process, we actually forgot to complete accounting for one of the costs. As I told you, if you will not create the accounting, then it will create problem in generating the asset line. And we have seen how it created the error. Now the accounting is completed and there is no error, and the asset that generated capital cost is 4. Now scroll little down. These are the parameters that we have given while running the process. You can see these are the assets that we have created. These are the dummy assets, and these are the costs that we have created against these assets. So assets line are generated successfully. Let's close this report. In this way you can see the report, and also you can see the error. As you see in the last generate asset line process, we have seen how system throws the error, and then we have seen how we can successfully uploaded the sheet. Now check whether asset lines are generated or not. Again, go to the capital project area, and there we have a task that is manage asset lines. Click on action, then go to the manage asset lines. You can see here these are the assets line that we have generated now. These are the costs. In this way you can check whether your lines that you have generated is successfully generated or not. Now click on save and close. Now how you will transfer this cost of asset for capitalization to fixed asset module. Again, you have to go to the project, then you have to go to the asset workbench area, and then you have to click on manage capital projects. Now you have already selected your project name. Now you have to click on transfer assets to Oracle Fusion Assets. So this is the process that we have to submit. Here you have to select the business unit. You have to select, give the project number, and you have to give the placed in service through date. So system is taking today's date by default. Click on submit. Go to the overview, click on done here. Click on overview, scroll a little down. Refresh this. Again we have to wait for a few seconds. This process also will generate the report. You can see here transfer asset to Oracle Fusion Assets is completed, but there is some time in generating the report, so wait for it. So the status has changed to completed. Now we will see the report. Click on view output. Click on republish. So this is the report. You can see that this process was submitted by the user Amy Marlin. Application that we used was Oracle Fusion Project Costing. There are 0 errors and successful transfers are 4. Now these are the parameters that we have given while submitting this process. Scroll down and you can see the asset detail here. This is the total of the calls that we have pushed from project costing module to fixed asset module. Now in this way you can see the report. Now what we will do, Amy Marlin was the user who was handling the work related to projects, and she pushed the cost from the project costing module to the fixed asset module. Now financial consultant will take care of the fixed asset module. So we will move to KC Brown. Here we will see whether those assets that we transferred from the project module to the fixed asset module are visible here or not. For that you have to go to the asset workbench area, go to the fixed asset workbench. So this is the fixed asset tab, click on it. Now go to the assets, so we have changed the book asset name. You have to select your book asset name, and now you can see here these are the assets that we have created as dummy asset in the project module, and we push the cost for capitalization in the fixed asset module. You can see here these are the assets. You can see the project number, and these additions are under the status of ready to post. One more thing, before transferring your assets from the project module to the fixed asset module, you have to make sure that the period of the fixed asset module and the period of your projects are same. So in the project module we have open period as May 23. Also here in the project we have May 23. If the periods will be different, it will create problems. So you have to make sure that the period should be same while transferring the asset from the project module to the fixed asset module. Now click on this ready to post. You will be able to see here one option, that is post all. Now we will open one of the asset here. You can see here the queue status as post. In case if there is any other queue status, then you have to change it to the post before posting all. You can see the asset category, the fiscal year it is associated with, in service date. You can see here the prorate convention that we have associated with. Now go to the source information. Here you will be able to see from where this asset is coming. These are the source information. It is coming from the WB Capital project number. Task number is 3.4 and this is a project organization. So in this way you will be able to know what is the source of this asset, and this is the account, depreciation account and location. Now click on save and close. Again go to ready to post and click on post all. Asset additions were submitted. Go to asset inquiry. Search for recent additions. We already have a book as PPM. So you can see here, now when you created post all, it pushed the data from the ready to post to the recent additions. So we've successfully added the fixed asset in the fixed asset module. Now we have to go back to the projects. As I told you that when we will be able to successfully post the fixed asset to the recent additions, we will update the asset number in the projects. You can see these asset numbers here. Now how the system has given the asset number to these assets automatically, because auto numbering was eligible for these assets. Now we will move to our application and I will show you that before updating the asset information, the fields of the asset number is blank in the projects. So go to the asset, go to the manage capital project area, then go to the, we have selected our project name, go to the manage capital asset. Now here we will see that asset number is blank, there is nothing in it. Now what we have to do, select our project and then go to task panel. We have one task, that is update asset information. Now what system will do, we have successfully added the asset into the fixed asset module. When you will click on this task, that is update asset information, system will fetch the asset number from the financial module, that is from the fixed asset module. Click on update asset information. Simply you have to click on this submit. You can read the name here, update asset detail from Oracle Fusion Asset. So when you will run this process, it will fetch the information, asset information from the Fusion Asset module. Now click on submit. click on done, or from here you can go to actions and manage capital assets. So it is still in running status, so wait for a few seconds. So you can see here the asset numbers. When we click on update asset detail, it fetched the information from the fixed asset module. So these are the same asset number that has been automatically provided by the fixed asset module to the assets that we have pushed there. So you can verify it. These are the assets number that have been provided by the fixed asset module, and when you can see, and when we clicked on update asset detail, it fetched the data from the fixed asset module. Again, I will show you this cost in the projects also. For that you have to go to the home page, go to the project financial management, go to the manage financial project plan, expand task number 3, and this was the cost that we have created for capitalization purpose. So in today's session we have seen all the setups that are required for fixed asset, basic setups which are required for fixed asset, and we have seen how to create the asset cost in the projects, and how to push that cost for capitalization purpose to fixed asset module. So we have seen the integration from the project module to the fixed asset module. Thank you so much for joining today's session. Have a good day. Thank you.